Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and for this video we're gonna be doing another top 5 yandere mangas you should probably check out. Obviously this is all based on my opinion, so you don't take it personally or anything. If you think, oh, why is this number one, or why isn't this on the list and stuff, just so you know, a lot of these mangas or mangas I've read personally, if it's not on the list, I haven't read it. So if you find that it's not on the list, please leave it in the comment section below so I can check it out and actually read it myself. And you never know, it could be on the next list, so I don't know. Or you can just put it in the comment section for other people to check out as well, because I know a lot of people are looking for this type of manga. So yeah. Other than that, make sure to like and subscribe and share with your friends who are interested in this kind of stuff. And as always, let's get started. Number 5, Black Kanojo, or Dark Girlfriend for those who know Japanese and stuff like that. Story by Yoshihara, art by Masahiko. Published date October 2015. Chapters 20. Status finished. Summary: a very Metacore Junior High School sophomore, Teru Hoshino, was bullied by Amamiya, his childhood friend. Despite the playful teasing and bullying from her, his life has been fairly normal as far as he remembers. However, things start to change for the worse that not even he can comprehend. Little does he realize his normal everyday life is about to take a really dark turn. So here are some of my thoughts on this manga. The main character is vaguely yandere, and what do I mean by that? Well, I mean that even though you can see that she has some sort of affection towards the main character, you can't really tell if she actually loves him. Because a yandere is someone who undoubtedly loves his or her target and stuff like that, but as far as I'm aware of, she is more infatuated with the main character rather than love. But she does have qualities that makes her a yandere, even though she leans more towards the yangire spectrum. And for those who don't know what a yangire means, it's basically someone who's kind of crazy and would kill out of boredom or because they think it's fun. Kind of like some of the characters from Higurashi. But regardless of that, this manga is a pretty good psychological thriller if you're into that kind of stuff. With that being said, I highly recommend this. Number 4. You Are Still in a Birdcage. Story by Hakuri. Art by Hakuri. Published date 2017. Chapters 1. Status finished. Summary: Nitogi Amane and Utsuya Madoka first met in middle school. Ever since then, Amane has been in love with Utsuya. But suddenly, one tiny yet fatal mistake ends up costing Amane more than just her seemingly innocent best friend. So here are my thoughts about this manga. This is probably my first time reading a yandere yuri manga, and I have to say, it's a pretty good story. If you're the type of person who doesn't care if the love interest is of the same sex, then by all means this is a must read. If you guys remember the last video I made about my top 5 yandere mangas to read, the number 1 was taken by a manga called I Was Wrong by Hakuri. Well, that is the same mangaka who made this one, so you know it's a pretty good one if it's made by him. Although, not as good as I Was Wrong. Unfortunately, just like the manga, this is also a one-shot, so it only has 1 chapter. But regardless of that, this is a pretty good quick read. Number 3. Ai sareru yori saretai. Story by Yuki Akira. Art by Yuki Akira. Published date 2017. Chapters 18. Status finished. Summary: every day, Asahira goes to school depressed. This changes one day when he meets a girl on the rooftop. But there seems to be more to this mysterious girl than she lets on. Okay, so here are my thoughts about this manga. Oh boy, this manga has a very complex and kinda confusing story. I can tell you right now that this isn't one of those stories that you can easily predict as to what's going to happen next. On top of that, you get some yanception going on since there's 2 yanderes in this story, not 1 but 2. A yandere girl in love with the yandere who's in love with the main character. That kind of situation. It can get pretty crazy sometimes, but not as crazy as some of the yandere mangas who's taken the number 1 spot in my previous videos. So if this sounds like your kind of manga, then I highly recommend you read this. Number 2. Doku Sakura. Story by Mita. Art by Yamamoto Yami. Published 2019. Chapters 14. Status ongoing. Summary. Ryogoku Atsushi, a college student with the power to see the favor in others, lives a comfy life supported by beautiful women. But one day, a girl calling herself his childhood friend appears, destroying his paradise. So here are my thoughts about this manga. This one is actually one of the more supernatural based yandere mangas on this list, since the main character has a special ability that allows him to see how much people favor him. People who have negative numbers are those who are more prone to kill him, while people with over 90 plus are those who would marry him and do whatever he wants. Well, here comes this girl that has over 100 billion and counting. Unfortunately, I can't really say much other than this because the English translation of this manga stopped at chapter 1, which I'm pretty pissed about. It's actually a pretty interesting concept, and I really want to see how this manga is going to turn out. I recommend reading the first chapter, and after that, probably harassing the person who's translating this to hurry up and finish the next chapter, because, you know, we all want to see what's going to happen next. I'm just kidding, don't harass anybody, okay? Last but not least, number 1. Ijosha no Ai. Story by Chira. Art by Daisuke. Published 2017. Chapters 74. Status finished. Summary. The demon in human form. An innocent girl sacrificed. Kazumi Ichinose, 16 years old, high school student. Midou Saki fell in love with him when he was an elementary school student. That was the beginning of hell. Jealousy, obsession, pools of blood, tears, death, common sense, words, nothing makes sense. Misfortune befell those loved by him. Love starts with blood. This is the beginning. So, here are my thoughts on this manga. This is probably one of those crazy yandere mangas that gets you saying WTF after every chapter. There's a reason why this is the top manga on this list. The main yandere girl is literally mental for no good reason aside from the fact that the main character is her first love. I love this story because the author gives you a sense of progress and it doesn't feel slow. There's like 2 time skips in this, but it's justified to show how much the yandere girl haunts the guy in the story throughout his life. I would honestly put the main yandere girl on the same crazy scale as Yuno Gasai, maybe a slight bit more. Since it's 74 chapters long, this will be a good lengthy read, so you won't ever feel as though it was a short story. Some things to note though, this manga has a unique art style. Not a typical art style you'll find in most mangas nowadays. But if you don't care about that, you'll totally enjoy this unique experience. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. I hope this list helps you quench your thirst for some of the juicy yandere mangas, or just, psychological thriller stories in general. Throughout making this series, I've read many people's comments and saw how much you guys appreciate the recommendations. I'm really glad that I could provide you guys with good reads. If you think I've missed a good read, please leave it in the comment section below so everyone else could check it out. Otherwise, I'd really appreciate if you guys could like and share this video with your friends. Even though they might not like yanderes, the stories on this list are a pretty solid read. And on that note of yanderes, yes, I've heard everybody, okay guys, I've heard you guys commenting on my videos asking when's the next part to Yandere Stories episode 11 part 6. Well, I'm still working on the script. This video is a long process. Hopefully it's at least 30 minutes long because, I feel bad if it's not at least 30 minutes long because people have been waiting forever. And I need to really need to find some closure. It's kind of hard to close the story because there's so many things going on and there's so many things I want to do with it, but at the same time I don't want to drag it too long. So hopefully there's this part and one more part until the whole episode 11 episode is done. But yeah, thanks for watching and I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Sayonara.